Hey everyone, it's Fitz with your daily delivery. Hope you're well. I'm very good. And today I'm going to do something that I'm told is written right there on my birth certificate. That in the 60s in Florida, the doctors made some judgments about things. And it says right on mine, apparently, this is what I'm told by my mother. Sorry, Mom. That it says problem solver right there on my birth certificate. Today I'm going to solve a problem. I'm going to give you an answer to a question that is bothering a lot of football fans, but not before I ask you. If you're not subscribing to this YouTube channel, please do. We're trying to get to 16K. It's the next barrier. Let's get through it, and then I'll get back to talking. Do it? Got it. Okay. Shedeur Sanders was going in the first round, at least according to the expert named me. I thought for sure he'd be a first round pick just because he's just an intriguing prospect. Did he have to do things unconventionally at Colorado? Yeah, he did. Is he coached by his father, who still probably hangs his finger paintings on the fridge? Yeah, he was. And his dad has some influence in the football world. A lot of things, turns out, were working against Shedeur Sanders. Number one being the NFL didn't think he was as hot a prospect as they initially thought. He started slipping on that side, and then the other matrix of this came popping out. Now, I saw a scientific study years ago on YouTube, and it was a matrix of hot and crazy. I think it was about thermodynamics or something. I don't know. Surely it wasn't about dating. I would never knock off something as sexist as this. But it's the hot, crazy matrix. And it applies here. So let's bring it up. Here's the two bars. Okay, you got hot prospect, because that's what we're talking about, at the bottom, and then you got crazy up the side. If your crazy exceeds your hot, you're not getting drafted by a team. If they think you're crazier than your prospect hotness, you're out. Your hot has to exceed your crazy. So let's take that space now up above the line right there. Okay. Let's turn that gray. And that is the no draft zone. Doesn't matter how talented you are. If your hot gets exceeded by your crazy, you're out. They're not going to date you, draft you at any point. And I think that's what happened to Shedeur. As they started to watch him play football at, the combine and other things, he didn't do anything at the combine, which was a problem that added up to another part of the crazy. They didn't think he was as hot. Fellas, and ladies too, you see that person from about 50 feet away, you think that is an attractive person. And then they get in about 10 feet and you go, no, that isn't. That was Shedeur and his talent. The closer they got to him, they're like, no, not as hot as I thought. And then the crazy came out, where he was telling teams what they need to do, demanding they change their culture if he comes in. And the dad, I don't know if you've heard of the dad, Deion Sanders, was talking about maybe being the head coach or, something. Look, it wasn't a good situation. There was a lot of crazy. I mean, a lot of crazy going on here. And he got out of whack. So, Shedeur, you let your crazy go past your hot. Boom. There you are, man. You're not that hot. Well, you're hot, but you're too crazy. You're a full-fledged 10 crazy, apparently, according to the NFL. This isn't my opinion. This is their opinion. Mel Kiper doesn't understand the hot crazy scale, but has Mel Kiper ever kissed a girl? I see no evidence of that. But anyhow, I digress here. Shedeur, you're on the wrong side. You're in the gray zone, man. And the gray zone got you drafted in the 5th round. And honestly, it probably comes down to one thing. The Browns thought you were only 8 on the crazy and maybe a 9 on the hot or something like that. And finally, there was enough hotness there to outdo the craziness, and you came together with the Browns. That was my scientific examination of the Shedeur Sanders situation. The hot crazy scale is a proven asset in decision making, folks. And if it gets out of whack towards the crazy, you got to get out. And nobody wants a crazy person in their living room, their locker room. And that's just how it goes. I stick with the scale. Even if you think it's bad, I don't care. It's my scale.